lovelies, welcome back. It's your girl Katie here, and today's video is going to be a try-on video. So the products that I have in front of me are products that I got in my past boxycharm boxes. I believe it was like May's or maybe April's. I don't know. I got, when I had that gap between my videos, I kept getting my boxycharm boxes because I like being subscribed to boxycharm, and I would get the products, I'd look at them like, oh cool, and then I would set the products aside and I never got around to trying them out. So these are just some of the products that I got that I haven't tried out yet. So anyway, I thought I would just give you guys my first impression / review on these products. So to no further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so I do have my face partially done already because this is not like going to be like a full face of new products. Alright, so first up from Wanderer Beauty, I have this Wanderlust foundation powder. I don't remember what box I got this in. It may have been, I don't think it was my June box, but it could have been. I'm not going to remember which box these came from, but anyway, so we're going in with this powder first. It is a powder foundation, it says, but honestly, I'm not a big user of powder foundations just because I have drier skin, so I always felt like powders would always just accentuate those dry areas. But whenever I do get like a powder foundation or something in one of my boxes, I'll just use it as a setting powder because, yeah. So I already have foundation and concealer and my eyebrows done because I don't have anything new in that area to try out. So I got the shade Light, and then it came with like this powder puff thing, which is so funny because I feel like it's made, I don't know, it's interesting to see what becomes trendy and what is now popular, because it seems like we always like make a cycle, like a complete circle of things, because I remember when I was getting into makeup, powder brushes and sponges were like the big thing. Like everyone was applying powder with brushes or their sponge. You hardly ever saw puffs, and now I see a lot of makeup people using puffs again, which is really weird. Like everyone's obsessed with powder puffs. And I'm like, that is so old school in my opinion. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna try the powder puff that it came with. It feels kind of like silicone-y. I don't know, it feels weird. But I do have a brush in front of me in case that doesn't work. But anyways, I'm just gonna go in and see how this works. Hopefully this won't like mess up like my actual shade of my foundation. I don't know. I feel like it's not picking up that much, or maybe it is. I don't know. I just got this in a box and I was like, might as well try it out. I don't know if I like this puff thing. No, I don't like it. So I'm going to go in with a brush. I feel like this is not a fair like review of this product here. I'll just have to use it for a while. Yes, you're going to hear baby noises in the background. She's in the room with me. She just ate, so she's happy. But it's not quite nap time yet, so she's using some energy by playing on the floor next to me. But anyways, you're gonna hear her in the background. Alright, I honestly don't see it that much. I mean, it works fine for setting, I guess, but like as an actual foundation, I don't really know how this would have worked. Maybe I should try it on its own, like a foundation. I don't know. I really don't see a difference. I don't know. I feel like this is not a fair like review of this or anything. So first impressions, it works as a setting powder, I guess. But anyways, moving on. Enough about that. So I don't have a new bronzer to try out. So I am just going to put one on real quick just so I can move on. I'm going in with the ColourPop Coconut Beach Pressed Bronzer here. I'm just going to put this on real quick. You have to let me know if you guys like the vanity lights on. or if you preferred my other video when they're off. I felt like my last video, the background was really dark, so I turned them on. I was like, oh, maybe it'll make it look better, but I'm looking in the viewfinder. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. I know you can see my ring light, and that might be really annoying, so maybe I'll kind of scoot over here. I don't know. I'm messing with my setup right now because, like I said, I'm in my closet. I don't know if you saw my last video, but I'm in my closet filming now, just because it's easier with baby girl. But yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the setup yet. All right, moving on. So I think it was May's box, the Icon box. I'm trying to think. They did like a lot of one size products in that box. So this is the one size. Cheek Clapper is the name. That's kind of a odd name. Anyways, Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio. Has 3 shades in it. So we have one cream, which is in this little plastic, has like a plastic lid over it, which is nice, so that way your powder doesn't get into your cream. Then it has like a matte, I want to call it a matte, I think it's a matte. The matte shade, and then the top is like a really shimmery shade, if I can say that. Anyways, I'm going to try this one for sure. I don't think I'll try the cream today, but I might mix these two together and see what happens. I would definitely want to go in with this shade first, and then I might go in a little bit with that one. This shade honestly looks really shimmery, but we'll see. So I have my blush brush. I've never tried anything like, I don't think I've tried any of one size of products. Maybe I have, I don't know. Alright, here goes nothing. It's not overly pigmented, but I am going in pretty light-handed because, I don't know, it's hard to tell sometimes with blushes, like, is it going to be one of those really pigmented ones, or is it going to be one that's not, like, overly pigmented. I do really like this shade, though. I think it adds, like, a nice kind of flush to the skin. I like it so far. I really like the shade. So, the shade I'm going into right now is called Yes Sir. I really don't know much about the brand One Size, so I don't know if they sell their shades individually or if it's just this trio and this is like a special shade for the trio. I don't really know, but the shade that I just put on is Yes Sir. Alright, so now I think I'm going to go lightly into the shimmery shade, which is Kisses Please. That's the shade name. I honestly not like a huge fan. Oh, that's really glittery. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of glittery blushes. And yeah, I just feel like I just put highlighter on. I'm going to do it to the other side, but honestly I can just see myself sticking to that middle shade so far because I know I have pretty textured skin. I am trying to like work on my skincare more lately, but I've always just kind of had textured skin. You know, I have the larger pores. I do have some slight scarring in areas from like pimple picking. Like I was really bad. It wasn't even a pimple picking. It was excessive skin picking. It was a coping mechanism, I think, back when I was a kid, because I was raised kind of in a very stressful household. I don't really talk about it on my channel, and I don't really care to, unless people just really want to know. But picking my skin was a way of me coping with stress. Not healthy, don't recommend it, but I do have scarring in my face from like that time in my life. But anyways, so I always feel like shiny, shimmery blushes always just accentuate, because it's mostly like in this area that I have like my large pores and just the textures that are, if there's any scars, that's usually where they are. So I like this so far. I am curious to try out the cream, and I'll probably try that out some other time. Might not be on camera, but I will try it out. I will try it out at some point. But so far I really, really like this middle shade. So yeah, this works. I like this. Alright, so I'm going to apply some highlighter on. I don't have a new highlighter to try out, so I'm just going in with this, what are you? Pretty Vulgar highlighter in the shade Glow Up. Yes, that's right. Yes, babe girl. So I'm just going to go in with this real quick. Just put this on, and then I'll move on to the next product. Oh yeah? Is that what you have to say? So next up I have something here from IL Maquillage, I think is how you say that. I don't really know. It's really shiny and is basically a mirror. So I'll try to show, I'm not going to really be able to show the packaging to the camera, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows what this packaging looks like. But that's not really the important part. So this is, I think the palette's called The Real Deal. It's their Color Boss Quad. Yeah, Quad. Anyways, here is the little palette colors. So it's 4 eyeshadows. I'm just gonna try out the mattes over here today, because I actually have like a liquid shimmer that I want to try out. So I'm just going to use these 2 shades today, and then I'll use the liquid eyeshadow that I have in front of me. Alright, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I've tried, I'm pretty sure this is the second palette I've got in one of my boxycharm boxes that's from this brand. I don't know if I held on to the other one. The other one might have been like a purple, I don't know. The other one I got, I'm pretty sure it just wasn't really shades that I could see myself using. I don't know. I'm torn. I don't really like tiny palettes like this, to be honest, unless it's like neutral shades that I know I will use all the time. If it's something like blues or yellows or just shades that I just don't reach for that often, I usually pass those palettes on, because I'm just like, I'm never going to reach for you, and I don't want to hold on to you if I'm not going to use you. But this one I might be able to see myself using a lot, because I do like these like mauve brown neutral shades. But we'll see. I have gotten better about not holding on to makeup, just hold on to it. Because back in the day I'd be like, well, you know, especially when with filming YouTube, I would be like, well, maybe I will need a look for it, or I could do a review on it, which I did do, but then after that I'm like, well, then after I film that video, I don't really need to hold on to it anymore. So I'm also trying not to hold on things just for a video, like it's whether or not I'm actually going to use it. Okay, I feel like, I don't know, maybe because the shade just, I don't know, it looks darker in pan. I guess it is showing up, because I can see it in my camera, on the camera, so I just feel like I was taking a while to build it up. Maybe not. Maybe I've just been chatting and not paying attention. And also, I don't really know if I'm picking up anything. I don't know, usually you'll have like, what's it called, when you dip your eyeshadow into the eyeshadow, you can always see like kick up, I guess, maybe is what it's called. I don't remember all the terms of what the makeup gurus call stuff, but you know, you can see it on the sides of your palette when you're moving stuff around and stuff kicking up. I feel like I'm not seeing that much of that. There's a little bit, but not much. Not much for how I feel like I'm dipping into it. I feel like I'm kind of being aggressive because I'm trying to get the pigment. So maybe these are just one of those eyeshadows that you just have to build up. But I do remember, when I got this palette, you know, because BoxyCharm always has like the prices on the app or whatever of the value. And I think I remember this being like, don't quote me on it, but I want to say, thought it was around $48 or something like that, like $40. Like, it was expensive in my opinion for eyeshadows. So in my mind, I'm thinking these should be like super creamy, super pigmented. It shouldn't take a whole lot to see it on the lid. That's kind of what my mindset is right now. So like, as I'm sitting here dipping into it, building it up, I'm thinking I'm having to dip into this way more than I would think, considering what the price value is on this, if that makes sense. So maybe that's why I'm just kind of surprised. I'm like, I feel like I'm having to really build this up to see it. Again, to be fair, this is a really light shade, so maybe it's just really similar to my skin tone. I don't know. I mean, you can see it on camera. In person, I feel like I don't see it as much. But there's that. So now I'm going to take the darker shade. If I can find a brush. Are you just watching me? She's just like, she's been really quiet, and I just look over and she's just sitting here no, she's not sitting, she's laying there, just watching me. So apparently I'm amusing her. Yeah? Okay. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Now she's going to say her piece. Yeah? Alright, so now I'm going to go into the darker shade over here. And just deepen up the outer corners. Okay, so even like dipping into the deeper shade, I feel like I'm still like, where's the pigment? Okay, there's a little bit more pigment, but I really had to dip into that like kind of hard. Okay, I guess it's there. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not really impressed with this palette so far. Like I said, I feel like it's not very creamy. And not like liquid creamy, you know, like a cream blush or something. I feel like it's just not very smooth. Like, I almost want to say it feels like it's kind of hard panned a little bit. And maybe this palette is old. Sometimes I wonder about the stuff that BoxyCharm puts in their boxes. I'm like, how old is this? Is this just, I'm assuming it's products that are not selling very well, and that's why brands like, or BoxyCharm, I'm assuming that's how BoxyCharm kind of gets their stock. I don't really know. But I'm assuming that it's a way for brands to get rid of products that are not selling and getting a little bit of their money back, and then BoxyCharm has stuff to put in their boxes. But I don't really know for sure. That's what I'm just assuming. Anyways, it's showing up. It's not bad. It's not my favorite. Alright. I think that's all I'm going to do. I think that's all I'm going to do for, well, I could do my bottom. Let me do my bottom lash line. Let me do my bottom lash line real quick, and then I will move on to the next product. Alright, so I kind of did my bottom lash line, and now I'm going to move on to the next product. So this is another product from the One Size brand, so I'm assuming this came in the same box as the blush. This is their Eye Popper Sparkly Vision eyeshadow. It's in the shade P House. I don't know what that means, but like the letter P and then House. Here's what the shade looks like. So it's just kind of like a gold. Alright, so I'm just going to go like basically on the inner corners with this, and we will see how it looks. Alright. It smells odd. Not like bad odd. Well, like it doesn't smell good, but it's not like moldy or anything, you know, like doesn't smell like it's expired or anything. It just smells very chemically, if that makes sense. And it just smells very strong of chemicals, if that. So that's what I was just like, I don't know if I like that, because if you smell like chemicals and I'm putting this on my eye, That's not good. If it is chemicals I'm smelling. I feel like the shimmer part is not really, maybe it's just the lighting. Okay, maybe it is. 'Cause now I turn this way and I see it. Give that a second to dry, I guess. I don't know how. I don't use liquid eyeshadows that often. I was expecting way more shimmer. It's very shiny. Like I'm checking the camera. But in person, I guess if I turn my head and catch the light just right, I can see it. But it's not like sparkly. It's just like wet looking, if that makes sense. Like wet shiny. Because, you know, like looking at the bottle looks like super shimmery. Like it looks like it's got a bunch of like glitter in it. So that's why I was expecting more glitter, not the wet shiny look. But it doesn't look bad. Alright, so it is pretty. I will say that. But yeah, just not shimmery as I thought it was going to be because of just the way the bottle looks. I'm going to kind of clean up the edges a little bit. So I'm going to go back into the palette and then apply some more of that darker color just over on the side here, just to kind of blend it. Maybe kind of make it look a little more blended. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing what I think will make it look better. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eyes off camera just so I can kind of make this video a little shorter. And then I will come back for the final product. Alright, so eyes are finished. So last product that I have to try out is this one here from Estina. Is that a J? Estina? I don't know. I've never heard of this brand before, but it's in the shade Latte. I think it's supposed to be a liquid lipstick, but anyways. Just gonna try it out. I like the color so far, the look of the color, and the packaging is actually pretty nice looking. It's like just very simple white cap, kind of white lettering, good contrast. Packaging. It's plastic. It's plastic. She has a lot to say today. I also think she's probably getting tired, so she always kind of gets louder when she gets tired. Anyway, so I'm just going to go in with this. Okay, so first impressions, the shade is a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be. I almost feel like it's the color of my lips. Yeah, I think it is the color of my lips because I rubbed my lips together and I'm like, where is it? Which is like not necessarily like a bad thing. Like, I don't mind my natural lip color, but I feel like I'm having good trouble seeing the shade. And honestly, I don't think this is, I don't know, I'll give it a minute. I'll give it a minute, but I don't think this is I don't think it's going to dry down. Like, it doesn't feel like it's drying down. It feels like a gloss. Not like a gloss, but like a liquid lipstick. And that might be what it is. I might have just forgotten. I just remembered I have the box over here, so let me look. Okay, so it's a moisturizing lip paint. So I don't think that means that it's like a one that's going to dry down. I'm assuming lip paint is not going to dry down, but I don't know. It says moisturizing. That's another reason why I don't think it's going to dry down, because usually things that are considered moisturizing stay moist. Anyways, I do really like how it feels on the lips. It is very moisturizing feeling. Kind of feels almost like a gloss. The shade is growing on me because it really just looks like my lip shade. So it's very, like, I don't know. I like it. I think it's a pretty color, even though it technically is. It is my lip shade color, like I guess you could say this is my exact lip shade color because it's the exact same shade as my lips. But I really, really do like how it feels on the lips. It feels very comfortable. Not sticky, which is important because I hate it when lipsticks like stick. Alright, so here is the finished look. So I'm happy with everything I tried out, for the most part. Alright, so final thoughts on everything. So first up, the foundation I'll have to play around with more. I feel like I can't give like a real review of it because I really don't know how it really works. Maybe I'll try it on its own and see if there's actually any coverage or anything. I just used it, like I said, as a setting powder. I did feel like it did set my face down a bit, but at the same time, I also don't feel like I felt it that much. So I'll keep playing around with this. It's nice to have gotten in the box, you know, and I'm able to try it out. So I don't really have like a true opinion of this right here. Now, this I really liked. I really liked the blush shade that I tried out. Not a fan of the shimmer part, but that's just me personally. I just, like I explained, I just don't like shimmery blushes. I feel like, man, I cannot talk sometimes. I feel like it really accentuates my pores and things. But that's not necessarily the product's fault. That's just my skin type, you know. I'm curious to try out the cream, and I will do that someday, but I do really like that middle shade here. I think it looks really good on me, on my skin tone, so I like that product. I'm not really impressed with this palette. I don't think there's anything like, I don't know. I wasn't impressed with the quality of it. Let's just say that. I feel like it did take a lot to build up to that shade, especially that first one, but then again, the first one might just be really similar to my skin tone, so maybe that's why it just didn't really show up very well on me. So maybe someone with deeper or lighter skin tone than me, it might show up a lot better, but I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of hard panned. I am curious to try out the shimmers. I guess I could swatch the shimmers. Like, the shimmers don't feel bad. So maybe that's, yeah, the shimmers feel pretty pigmented, but then again, I did swatch it, and I always feel like swatches sometimes show up a lot better than like actually applying it to the lid, if that makes sense. So the palette, in my opinion, was okay, and honestly, I could see myself passing it on someday because I wasn't really impressed with it. Alright, so there's that one. And then the liquid eyeshadow I think is okay. Again, I don't know. Maybe now that's dried down, it's gotten a little more shimmery. I don't know. I feel like it, now that I'm looking at it, it does look pretty shimmery. Maybe it just needed to dry down. I don't know. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, I will say, of liquid eyeshadows. I just hardly ever reach for them, but I do feel like it is popping a bit more. Maybe now that it's dried down, like I said, or maybe just, I don't know. It doesn't look bad. It's not bad. Not bad, but I don't think I would just go out and buy it. If you get it in a box, yeah, fine. But I don't think I would just be like, yes, go order this. It's amazing. You need it in your life. I don't know. I feel like liquid eyeshadows are kind of all the same after a while. But that's just my opinion. Now this I do like. I like the shade. It did add, now that I'm kind of looking at it, it did add like a nice pinkier shade to my lips. Like I said, it is a little, I guess it is pretty light. I don't know why I was thinking it was going to be darker, but I thought it was going to be a smidge darker. But it is super comfortable, I will say that. I kind of forgot I had it on for a second. And it does feel really, really moisturizing, so I'm kind of impressed by it, and I would definitely keep using this, and I could see this becoming like a new favorite shade. What are you doing? Are you rolling away? Rolling on your belly, huh? She is just like rolling. She's just learned how to roll, and now she's rolling all the time. Yeah, look at you. Especially because before, I know I'm going on a tangent about Violet, but before she used to just roll from her stomach to her back. She hated being on her stomach. But now she's taken a turn, and now she likes rolling from her back to her stomach and likes to be on her stomach more, which is good to see, because that means that she'll work on that core strength. Anyways, back to the makeup. So yeah, I really, really like this product. So those are all the products that I tried out. But there you go, guys. That is going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is my little try-on / review. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up because it really does help my channel. And also let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of the products that I tried out today. Have you guys tried out any of these products? And if you have, what did you guys think of them? Let me know down in the comments because I love chatting with you guys down there. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!